screen and then we'll get going. All right. Maria, are you, can you see that pretty well or no?
If you could zoom in a little, it would be a little bit helpful.
Okay, let me see. Oh, I wonder if you know what, let me try one other thing. I wonder if I go to my launch. Is that any better or the same?
Maybe a little bit better.
I don't know how to make it.
Like, yeah, that's better.
Yeah, do you need it bigger?
What do you girls think?
Can you see it? I can try to just do it bigger a bit.
I can read that okay.
It's hard for me to tell like what you guys can see.
There, that's better. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's way better.
Okay. Let me just scroll back up to the top. Sorry. All right. So this is just something that is nice to have in front of you and just to refer back to. So if you weren't able to print it for tonight, like that's fine, but it is nice to have it printed at some point so that you can have all these things in one place. And that way, as you are, if you need to refer back to something, then you have that available. And this is all just like general information. And don't get like too nervous about this stuff. I can help you guys with all of this. It's basically just saying like your coach ID, your sponsor would be me, my phone number, and then these are like your websites. And then these are just ways that you communicate with Beachbody, customer service and things like that. You can kind of just look over these things over the next few days. It's just like a new coach checklist of things that are good to do, like setting up your bank account so that like you can get direct deposit, drinking Shakeology. They just started a new coaching online office, which is like where we like all of our information is housed. So it's a whole new learning process for all of us. So we can help you guys with that as well, because we're learning as well along the way, where it says log into your coach online office. And just like, if you can get a 3-ring binder, just something that you can put whenever you have information, you can have it all in one place so that you don't have stuff scattered everywhere. And yeah, so, you know, setting up a call with your sponsor. So after this week, after we get some trainings going, it'll give you the opportunity to have some questions that will come up and things like that. Concerns you have, anything like that. And just being approved the products works is just basically drinking your shake and working out every day. The National Wake Up Call is a weekly call that a successful coach, it's nationwide, hears it. It's on Mondays, but there's a Team Beachbody podcast, so you can listen to it anytime throughout the week. Like if you're in your car for 20 minutes, it's only about a 20-minute call. And it's just a great way to learn from successful coaches, what's worked for them, what hasn't. They're really inspiring, really motivational, different ways that they practice. And you can really just get some good tips from them. So they're live on Mondays at 11 o'clock Eastern. Wherever, I think you guys are all in Eastern time zone, but depending, you know, where you are, but I never listen to it live. I usually just listen to it like in my car, or if you're, you know, getting ready for dinner or getting ready in the morning, anything like that, where you just kind of like can listen to something. It's just great motivation. So that's just a good place for you to kind of jot some things down. So the most important thing about what we're going to talk about tonight is your why and your vision of, you know, why you signed up to coach and why you think that this is something that you think would benefit your life. And this is something that you really is going to get you through your business, really. Everybody says, you know, I want to become a coach so that I can help people. And that's a great reason, but it's not probably going to be what gets you out of bed in the morning if you don't feel like working, if you don't feel like getting your work done, or if you have to stay up 20 minutes later to get your work done. Your why has to be strong enough. So for me, when I first started, I didn't know if I wanted this to be a business. I didn't know if I had the time for it. I had never done anything like this. And I just thought like, well, I have like a lot of debt that I want to pay off. So I'll just start focusing on my own health and see where it goes. And when I started to have such great results with the products, I said, well, I'll start to pay off some debt. And then as I started to build my business, then I had new whys. But my first why was to basically wear a bikini for the first time in my life when I was 33 years old and feel comfortable in my own skin. So that was my first why. And then as I started to grow, and then I loved helping women do the same thing. So that was my why of helping people and being able to get compensated for that. And I said, you know what, I'll pay off my debt. And when that's done, then who knows where this will go. But as the year went on and then I was able to pay off my debt, then I saw that the bigger picture of where this could go. And then I said, you know, maybe I can do this full time one day, and maybe I can be home with my kids and still work and make a living and create a life that I love and not have a boss. And that doesn't have to be why you're doing this. You don't have to want to do this full time. Maybe that's where it will go down the road. But for now, it doesn't have to be that. And your why can always change. You know, I'm home now. I've been home for a year now with Cash, and my why has now changed. So that's going to change as your life changes. So just keep in mind that these will change. And so it's important for you to think of just what it is now that really excites you about being in the business. And just think really like kind of dream big about it. What could this do for your family? What are some fitness goals that you have? They could be, we want you to do short-term goals and long-term goals. So short-term could be anywhere from 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Long-term, I would say a year from now. Like when I really went through my transformation, it took, you know, quite a few months, but it was really like a year probably when I lost all 50 pounds. So really like in a year from now, what would you want to do? And have it be measurable. So it might be a certain number of pounds. It might be how many push-ups you can do. It might be you getting stronger. It might be you being able to run a certain number of miles. Something that's measurable so that you can track that progress. And business goals, financial goals, maybe you want to travel. So just really think deep and think like, okay, if this could do anything for me, like what would I want it to do for me? Because you have to think of it as this is your business. It's like you're the CEO of your business, as small or as big as you want it to be. You aren't like, you don't work for Beachbody. You just are kind of like not even like a distributor, but you represent what the products can do. But this is your business completely. So just think about things that you'd like to achieve. And money, it's not money that motivates us. It's what that money can do. So for me, it was like, I wanted to pay my $10,000 in credit card debt. I wanted to get rid of my student loans. That for me is what was going to relieve that stress that I had at night. Laying up, waking up in the middle of the night and thinking, how am I going to pay my mortgage this month? And just having that like heavy weight on my shoulders of always worrying about money. And so that was my first why, because money can give us so much freedom. Maybe it's paying off debt. Maybe it's just to pay your car payment every month, and that could take a load off the stress of your life. Maybe it's to save money for your kids for college. Maybe it's to have a vacation fund. So every year you bring your family on a $10,000 vacation and you can pay for it in cash. Whatever the money can do for you is what's important, because that is what creates the freedom and creating your life by design. So just, even if some things come into your mind right now, just start jotting them down. What this could do for your family. Like I feel like one day I would love to be able to, my sister's a single mom and she has 2 kids and she struggles financially. And I would just love to be able to, help her pay for college for my nephews. And just do things to take that financial burden off of her. Do something really amazing for my parents. They've done so much for me and I would love to pay that back. So just think of fun things like that. Even if it's just as simple as, doing something once a week with the family and paying for it in cash and not worrying about it. Maybe it's sports. Sports can be really expensive. Recitals, dance costumes, like all that stuff adds up. So anything that could help your family. Think about your fitness goals. Where do you want to be in 30 days? Because you really can see great transformations. Whether it's you want to be stronger, it doesn't have to be about losing weight. It may be about gaining weight, gaining muscle, getting stronger, emotionally, mentally. Like this business can do so much for you. I am a completely different person than I was 4 years ago. There are things that I do now that I never would have done back then because I've grown so much confidence and this business with personal development and reading and just bettering my mind and my soul. And it's not just about bettering yourself physically. So just think of those things as well. And, think, where would you want to be 30 to 60 days from now, 6 months from now, a year from now? So just if things pop into your head, this is the opportunity for you to start writing those things down. And this business can be a hobby, or it can be something that you want it to be something more, but you're like, you're not expected to know how you're going to get there. So that's not what this is about. You're not supposed to say like, okay, this is a brand new thing for you guys. So you're not supposed to know how you're going to be making $200 a week, $500 a week, $1,000 a week, whatever your goals are. Because I didn't know when I first started how I was going to do that. But how much money do you need to make for you to think of this as something serious, something that you're like, you treat it more than a hobby, and you treat it something that you're going to put time and priority and make, sometimes you might go to bed later. Maybe you have to get up earlier. Maybe you don't scroll through Facebook for 20 minutes. Maybe you skip watching a 30-minute TV show. Whatever that is, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. I hear people are busy all the time. I have coaches that were working 80 hours before they became a coach. Everyone's busy. It's just making a priority. It's just about getting your workouts in, making time for your workouts, eating healthy. You make time for things that matter to you, right? And so that's where you figure out, maybe if you said, oh my gosh, if I could make $100 a week, that would change my life right now. Maybe that would cover your car payment. Maybe that would really help you. So think about what number financially would it really help you to be like, oh my God, that excites me. If I could make that much a week, even in the short term. Think, is it $200 a week, $500, $1,000, and don't worry about how you're going to get there. That doesn't matter. Just think about what you really want out of this. Sometimes it's a couple $100s a week. Sometimes it's thousands of dollars a week, depending on where people are in their lives. The only thing that's going to motivate you is your goals and how that's going to affect your life. So like me saying that I do this and I do that, like to you, you could be like, I don't care. That doesn't affect me. So sometimes seeing other people succeed doesn't really affect you because you're like, well, I don't know how she did it. I don't know how I'm going to get there. So you have to think of goals that are going to matter in your life, that can make your life changing. Because this business truly can be so life changing. There are people I know that don't have money to put gas in their car, and for them to make $100 a month is life-changing for them. So everybody's in a different situation. So don't think anything is too small or anything is too big. When I first started, I said to my coach, I don't know, like I was where you guys were, and I said, I don't know how much money I could make with this. Like if I could make like $700 a month, I feel like that would be like amazing, And she was like, oh, I mean, that is like the tip of the iceberg. I mean, your goals can be multi 6 figures, and it may not even take you, 10 years to get there. And it's the financial opportunity is pretty mind blowing in this. You just have to be consistent, make it a priority. And really it's always about thinking about your why. And so I've been in this business for 4 years, and there are so many times where I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I just want to quit. Why am I doing this? I don't know if this is for me. And it happens. It's a business. No one says it's easy. It's like every job you do. I mean, I think I went to my job every day in Boston and was like, I can't do this. It's normal to have those ups and downs, those roller coasters. But I kept going back to my why. And I was like, why am I doing this? I'm doing this so that I can be home with my kids one day, so that I can have a savings account, so that I can pay for things in cash and I don't have to charge everything. And I had a bigger picture. And so when I would look at that and I'd say, this is why I'm doing it, I have physically changed my life, mentally changed my life, and I'm trying to help other women do the same. And so when I would reel back in and think, why am I doing this? I would get to work, do what I was supposed to do. And the next week I would have like one of the best weeks I've had in my business. So you just have to know that there are ups and downs, but your why is what's going to bring you, kind of reel you back in when you're having hard times. And you can write your why down, whatever it may be, and have it next to your desk where you get your work done. Maybe have it on the screensaver on your phone so that you see it. It's just important to have it close by so that you are reminded when things are hard while you're doing it, because just like everything else, this isn't easy. If this was easy, everyone would be multimillionaires, right? So it's just like working out. If it was easy, everyone would love their bodies. But that's not the case. Like the tools are everywhere. The tools for working out and eating healthy are there, but people still struggle all the time. So it's the same thing. It's taking those tools and actually putting them into action. That's what's going to make you move you forward. So just think about financially, what number really excites me that would make me be like, oh, I would work this business if I could make $100 a week, $200 a week, $500 a week, whatever that may be. And we'll talk a little bit into, what your goals should be with the business in regards to rank, kind of like how many promotions you would want to get in order to hit a certain goal. So some of these we won't be going down over all these. So breaking down your goals, like what is your big goal? If you achieve this, what would it mean to you? What would it mean to your life? What would it mean to your family? Don't overthink it. Just kind of like when things come into your head, like, oh my God, I would love this. And don't think again, how would I do it? Just think like, oh my God, if I could pay off my student loans, that would be amazing. If I could pay off my car loan so I don't have to pay it for the next 2 years and I pay it off early, that would be amazing. So really just think of those things. And so in regards to financial, so if it's $200 a week or more is what's in your mind, even if that's, in the short term of 3 to 6 months, if you were like, I'd love to be making $200 a week, then Diamond Rank would be your goal. And you can Google Beachbody Diamond Rank and it will explain to you what it is. But there's a simple breakdown of what that would mean in your business. And we would help you break that down into smaller goals, so that you kind of knew every week, every month, what you would have to do in your business, how many people you would have to help with challenge packs, which is probably what you guys have bought, like Shakeology and the All Access Pass, or Shakeology and a workout. That's a challenge pack. So how many people do you need to be helping to reach your goals? There's no quota that you have to reach with Beachbody. It's one of the few, I feel like, that you have to sell a certain amount or sell a certain amount to get a certain amount of commission. Regardless, like you can be a coach and sell nothing, or you could be a coach and sell some, or you could be a coach and sell a ton. And it's the same commission. There's no quota. But there are different ways of measuring your success, and things that you should be shooting for if you want to guarantee growth in your business. What you need to do to be creating a full-time income over a couple of years. I probably could have left my full-time job financially after 2 years, 2.5 years probably in this business. But having the second income was amazing. I was able to do what I wanted to financially. And I knew that we wanted to have kids, and I knew that it would be great to have more savings. So, but there are certain things that you can do every single month. And it's kind of a nice way to say like, okay, if I just do this every single month, I know that my business is growing. And again, as me as your coach, or Maria, or whoever's on here, and it's important to share with your coach your goals, and we will be talking about those more so that they know. Maybe you just want to cover the cost of your products. Maybe you just want to make a couple $100s a month. So we're going to be training you differently based on what you want, because this is your business. But as your coach, we will walk with you, or we will run with you depending on what you want. And we will teach you how to incorporate this into your life. I did this while I was working full time. Then I was planning a wedding. Then I moved to New Hampshire. Then I had 3-hour commutes. Then I got pregnant. Then I had a baby. Then my husband opened a business. Like, life is crazy for all of us. It's just figuring out where to fit it in. And that might be like when I drive to Target and I park the car and I have 10 minutes to check my email. Like, that's me working the business. And that's how you can build it in pockets of time. So we can we can go over Diamond at another time. Just so if you're thinking like, yeah, like $200 a week would be awesome. What that would look like for you. And I'm not saying it is 200, but I'm just kind of using that as a guideline. And if it's $500 a week, then like, okay, so Diamond should be one of my first goals. So like, do ASAP, short-term plan, with moving your business forward. like I was saying, if you do something every single month, it guarantees growth in your business. So if you help 3 people a month, it's going to guarantee growth in your business. It's going to mean that every month you're helping 3 people. So you're going to be making commission from those sales. And then as they continue to drink Shakeology, you make commission off of those every month after that. So it's not just the initial sale that you make when you sell something, when they continue to order. So if they get Shakeology every single month, then you continue to make $30. And so you can see where if you're helping 3 people a month and 3 people and 3 people, that's where a lot of residual income starts to come in, because people have Shakeology coming every single month. So you can make a couple $100 first month, maybe $400 the next month, $600 the next month, just on moving your business forward by helping those 3 people. And so that's really what we say. If you want to like create a kick-ass business, it's 3 people. That's it. And like at first people are like, well, I don't know how many people I know. But we'll talk about that as well, because you know a lot more people than you think you do. So, and I know people that are like the top coaches in this business, and they literally like didn't have Facebook when they started. So don't think that if you don't have a lot of friends on Facebook or you have no idea how to do social media, it really doesn't matter. Anyone can be a coach. It doesn't matter what you've been through. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what you look like. It's just about putting in the work. And the helping 3 people a month, it's called Success Club. If you hit that every single month, then you reach Success Club. So you'll hear us talking about Success Club a lot. That just means that you help 3 people a month and you hit Success Club. When you see like me or other coaches earn trips every single year, it's because every single month we hit Success Club. So by helping 3 people a month every year, I know that I'm going to be going away on a all-inclusive trip where you can bring your spouse, your best friend, your husband, anybody. They can come along.
Just like hitting Success Club 5
Yes.
every month for 12 months straight, you're saying?
Yes.
Wow. There's nothing that you pay? Wow, that's amazing.
No, you have to pay for your flight, but yeah, it's all inclusive and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cool. Go on.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a nice perk because like Mike and I know, like, well, every spring, as long as I'm doing my job and helping people every single month, we know that we will be able to go away. You can bring your kids if you have kids. I think you pay like $25. Like it's like not even a lot of money if you want to have extra, a bigger room to bring your family. But like before I was a coach, they did Disney, which is amazing if you have family because Disney's like insanely expensive. They did the Atlantis. And then I've been on 2 cruises. I've been to Cancun. We just went to Dominican. Is that where I went? I think so. Yes, Dominican. And then like next April coming, we're going to Mexico again. So come January, they will announce where the trip is for the following year. And then so you know, like as you're working throughout 2018, hitting Success Club is where it's at if you want to go on the trip the following year. So that's always a fun, nice motivation too. It's like, it's just something you earn as long as you're hitting Success Club 5. And the 5 that is attached to that, every challenge pack or every Shakeology is equal to 2 points. So if you sell 3 of them, that's 6 points. You only need 5 to hit Success Club. So that's the 3 people. 3 challenge packs is 6. So that's where it is with Success Club. It has to be helping them with challenge packs because that's really what's going to help people. People can buy the workout, people can buy Shakeology, but you really need all of it. You need the support, you need the nutrition, you need the workouts, you need all of it together to succeed and get the results that we guarantee. And so that's why they reward you when you are helping someone with the full package.
Do your success points roll over if you like have like an awkward number, not 5 or 10? Does it go?
No, that would be nice. It doesn't. So if you hit Success Club 5, you get the other benefit of hitting Success Club is like if you hit Success Club 5, you earn free customers. So like if people go to beachbody.com and they don't have a coach, they just like go to beachbody.com and they buy like Insanity. They get connected to a coach. So you would see that you would get notified that you have a new free customer and it's this random person that you don't know. And you can reach out to them and be like, hey, I'm your free coach. I'd love to talk to you about your goals. I run, challenge groups. I run accountability groups. What are your goals? I would love to help you. And as you connect with these people, it's a great way to say like, hey, I saw you got Insanity, but are you familiar with Shakeology? And maybe next month or the month after, they would be interested in getting, a challenge pack that has Shakeology and the All Access Pass. So they have the whole year of workouts. So that's a great perk to hitting Success Club 5 because it's free customers. It's people you don't even know. You're making commission off of them, and they can be people that you can grow a relationship with. And they might even become coaches in your team one day. I have coaches on my team that were free customers that I didn't know them from before. If you hit Success Club 10, obviously that means you helped 5 people that month. That originally just means more commission for you because you made 5 sales instead of 3. And so at the beginning, the more challenge packs you sell, obviously, when you don't have a team underneath you, your income is mostly coming from commission, right? Because you have to start building relationships with people, finding people to help. So then you're making commission. And then as your team grows, you help people, they have great results, and they're like, you know what, I kind of want to make an income from this, or I want to get my Shakeology at discount. As those people become coaches on your team, then that's another way that you start making residual income. So when you hear like a coach says like, oh, I make $1,000 a week, I make $2,000 a week, that's mostly from your team that you're building from underneath you. It's not from commission. Like top coaches that are millionaires, they're like, oh, I make like $200, $300 a week in commission. It's from growing your team. And so that's why it takes time. Like we say, like, give this a year. If you want to be in this business, building a business, then you have to commit to a year. Like it's like anything else. It takes time to build that. And how you build that is using the products, sharing what it does for you, asking people if you can help them with their health and fitness, or asking them to come on your team to change their life in a financial way. So simply breaking it down is moving your business forward, 3 challenge packs a month, Success Club 5 you would achieve. That's going to guarantee growth in your business. That's going to, on average, Success Club 5, 3 challenge packs, anywhere from $150 to $200 in a month. Obviously, if you sell more challenge packs, you make more money. But again, think of this Shakeology. If someone orders a challenge pack and then they get Shakeology the next month and the next month, that's a couple $100 each month that you're adding onto anyone that you help that month. So it really does start to add up. And that's when it gets exciting. When you make your first sale, that's very exciting for like our team. It means that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're sharing the products. You're asking who you can help. And it shows that you can do this. And if you did it once, you can do it again. And it shows that if you did it, you can do it again. And we will just help you along the way. But it's always fun, like when someone's like, oh, I made my first sale, because it's exciting. And we celebrate that. Who cares? Maybe you didn't sell a challenge pack. Maybe you sold the 21-day fix. We still celebrate it. It's someone you're helping. And when you bring them into our challenge group, then they're going to do the 21-day fix, and they're probably going to see other people talking about Shakeology and being like, oh, I had my shake today. Oh, I love my shake. My shake was so good today. Oh, I missed my shake today, and I was hungry, or I had cravings. And then they're like, oh, maybe I should try that Shakeology. And then they will try it down the road. So don't feel like, oh, if someone really doesn't want something, let them get what they want, get them results they deserve, and then, we move forward with them. But, when people say like, oh, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, like that's when you go to your coach and you talk to them about it and say like, how do you respond to this? Usually it's just because people don't understand the value of what they're getting. Like right now it's $160 for a year of workouts, like 50 workouts and a 30 days meal. Like $160 is not a lot of money for a year of workouts. I mean, that's like, there's no gym membership that's going to be $160 for a year. And getting 30 days of Shakeology. So it really is an amazing value. It's usually $199. It's $160 for the rest of the year. So it's a great thing to be talking to people, especially this time of year with January coming. People want to get healthy. So the next thing I want to talk about, so kind of just, this was like, think about your goals. What would it mean if you hit your goals? short-term goals may be, I want to help 3 people in November and hit Success Club 5. That would be an amazing goal. And if you could achieve it, then that's something that we would celebrate. Because when coaches hit that their first month, it's awesome. Like, that's an amazing achievement. So that would be short-term, maybe helping 3 people this month. So did you guys have a question?
I just wanted to say, too, if you hit Success Club in your first 3 months, you get a free ticket to Summit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's like our annual, amazing, so much fun. It's an annual like conference, I guess you could say, event. And it's just where like Beachbody treats you really well. There's parties. The celebrity trainers are there. You get to work out with them. They celebrate everyone's success over the year. So maybe if you hit Success Club 5 for 12 months in a row, you get an award because you did that for 12 months. If you hit it for 24 months, you get an award. Certain ranks, once you start to get more promotions, you get recognized. You might go up on stage. So it's where you learn about new products, and it's like extremely motivating to be surrounded by like-minded people that just want to be their best version of themselves and help people do it. Like, it's an amazing experience. And it really is life-changing to your business. So we say to everybody, like, even if coach signs up like a month before the event, we're like, you need to get there, because you really can't explain it and what it can do for your business. And you go to trainings all day. It's like 2 or 3 days long. And just top coaches are there, and they tell you what works, what doesn't work, and you just learn, and it's just amazing. So yeah, if you hit Success Club 5 your first 3 months, so like if you signed up in like October, let's just say for an example, your first month could be October or November. If the first month can count, or it doesn't have to, because if you sign up like October like 28th, then that's like the end of the month. You have like no time to get that done. So they count it as like, it could be your first 3 months, or technically your first 4 months. And I think otherwise it's like $200 to $300 for a ticket. But you earn it if you hit it for the first 3 months. So your story, this is where like, this is how you make your business grow, sharing your story, right? Because we don't want to just be like selling. Of course, it's about making a sale. That's like everything in the world, right? That's why there's commercials. That's why, there's magazines. Like, they're showing a product, how it can change your life, and then you decide if it's for you or it's not. And so sharing your story is what makes you relatable and different. There could be a million coaches over the world, and you're going to be different from everyone else because of your story and how this has how the products have changed your life. And so that's what we're going to teach you, how to be sharing your story. Because that's why some people might come to me, or they might go to someone else because of the story that we share. And that's what makes you relatable. So some people come to me because they're like, oh, you get it. You lost 50 pounds. You know how I feel. You know what it feels like to, have no clothes that fit you. You know what it feels like to cancel plans because you don't want to like go out because you hate the way you look. And then there are people that were never overweight, but they were just never happy with themselves. So it doesn't matter what size you are. It's just about your story and what this business has done to change your life. It doesn't have to be financial. It can be emotionally, mentally, physically. Like Shelby, like your story was amazing. Like it wasn't about pounds or weight. It was a lot deeper than that. And you got so much love and support because there are other women that are like you. And you can help those people. And so that's what you have to remember. It's like, it's not about you. It's about who you can help and who you can serve and what you can do to help these people change their lives. And so that's why we teach you to share your story. It's not about posting a picture of a Shakeology box. It's not about posting a picture of a 21-day fix or a picture of a celebrity trainer. Like, people don't give a shit about any of that stuff. They don't care. They'll just think of you making a sale. And that's what it's just about, making money for you. And so that's why sharing your story, you can never share it too much. And it's always going to be changing. Like I said, my story has changed so many times in 4 years because your life changes. You might get laid off from your job. There might be You might go through a divorce. There might be a death in the family. Like, there are so many things that can just happen that aren't expected. And those things can really change your life. And then you may decide like, oh, maybe now I need to step back from my business because this happened. Maybe I need to dive into my business more because I need it. Financially, maybe you need it mentally. I know there are many coaches on our team that have been on, anxiety and depression meds, and just being in this community, working out, eating healthier, has changed their lives. So it isn't always about the physical. So it gets to be scary because the more vulnerable and raw and open you are, the scarier it is for you to share that. But that's what's going to matter, because that's what connects people to you. And that's what they're going to say, like, oh, she gets it, or she's been through what I've been through, so she can help me. You showing that you can make the time to work out for 30 minutes every single day. If someone struggles with that, they're going to be like, she can help me because she is figuring out a way to make it happen. Maybe, she's like, I'm a busy mom and she has 2 kids, or maybe she's planning a wedding and I'm planning a wedding. You never know what people are going through. So sharing your story is just what is so important. And so, like, Shelby, I know you had, you shared yours the other night, but I'll just quickly go over. I won't go too deep into this, but basically, when you share your story, you want to talk about a few different things. The first is before Beachbody. So who were you? So for me, it was like, oh, I was overweight since I can remember. Like, I feel like I was like 10 years old and I remember not liking my body. It's like so sad. Never wearing a bikini, never even being happy, like going to the beach with my friends, always thinking like, what would life be like if I liked my body? Canceling plans because I didn't want to go out. Never being able to like put on whatever I wanted in my closet. Like all of those emotions of like never putting on a pair of jeans and being like, oh, I could just put on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt and feel cute. Like all of those feelings that I had, those are the things that I would share when I first started, because I didn't have a financial, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to have a financial story. You just have to think of like where you were before Beachbody, and things that have, what has working out 30 minutes a day done for you? What has drinking your shake done for you? Maybe you have more energy. Maybe your cravings are better. Maybe you just feel better from the inside out. Like that's how I feel when I drink Shakeology. It's something I can't really explain. I have more energy. My cravings are down. Working out every day. It's not always about putting on a smaller pair of jeans. It's about feeling stronger. It's about being able to run around with your kids. So those are the things that you want to share. So you want to pinpoint those emotions of your before. Like, I was disappointed in myself. I didn't like myself in my own skin. The emotions that you felt is what you have to explain, because that's what people relate to. You want people to read your story and be like, oh my God, that's exactly how I feel right now. And I want this girl to help me. So you really want to find those emotions. And then so background before Beachbody is the first thing. Number 2 is pain points, emotions. Those are the emotions that I just talked about that you want to talk about. And the third thing is, how do you feel about your future? How is this a solution for you? It doesn't have to be financial. It doesn't mean that you have to have this huge physical transformation. It may be, I can now run around with my kids. I've been working out every day for 3 weeks. Maybe you are more flexible. Maybe you can do 5 more push-ups than you could have 30 days ago. Maybe it is putting on a pair of jeans that didn't fit 30 days ago and you just feel really good in them. Like, putting on clothes and feeling good does so much for yourself, and feeling confident. And maybe it is a financial thing. Maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I made my first sale. I made $50. Like, it's $50 that I didn't have last week, and that paid for, my kids' school lunches this week, whatever it is. And so you want to say, like, you kind of are talking about like, oh, I'm excited about this because so far this is what it's done for me, and I'm excited to see where this is going to go. And again, it's scary at first. The first time I posted a picture of myself in a bikini, like online, like I literally used to buy bikinis like as goals because I had never worn one. And I had like a drawer full of like these cute bikinis, and I just never wore them. So when I finally like felt confident, like I had before pictures like that I put on that I would take a picture of me in my house, but I never wore it out in public. And like posting that for the first time, I was like, I posted and like just like shut my computer and like left for the day. And you get so much love and support, and because you're real. People don't connect with you if you're perfect and you don't struggle at all. And yeah, working out's so easy for you, and you don't have to struggle with eating healthy and you have a 6-pack. Like, people don't relate to that. They don't want that. So the more scarier it is to post is usually when it's like, that's what you need to do, because there's so many people that you can help out there. And so I have examples. I have guidelines of how to help you create your story. And it's something that you can talk about with your coach, and they can help you. And it's just a way to get it out there and say, why you decided to start this journey. Because people need to know that you're doing it. Because if you do want to start making some type of income with this, people need to know that you're doing it. It's like if you open a shop, like we opened Donut Love, and we had to tell people we were opening it, right? Like if you don't tell people that you're open for business and what you're doing, they don't know to come to you. You don't have to have a financial story, but you have a fitness story if you've been using these products for even a couple of weeks. So yeah, you're just going to share it over and over and over again. And I won't really go over examples because I kind of went over that. If you guys have any like questions or comments so far, just unmute yourself and go ahead. All right, let's see what else. I'm not going to go probably too much into this. On this one, when they talk about like the ideal customer, this is kind of like when you can't please everybody. And when you're thinking like of who you are. So for me, like my ideal customer might be someone that felt the same way I did, that wants the same things that I do. Because you can help those people, overweight their whole life, never comfortable in their own skin, struggles with emotional eating. Those are the things that like, that's my ideal customer because I've been through it and I know how to help them. And so you have to kind of think of that when you're making your posts. You don't have to be talking to everybody and anybody. It's very rare that I even like connect with males because of what I've been through. It's hard for me to connect with them and tell them, what they need. So that's what this page really is all about. But you just have to remember that like pretty much everybody is always wanting to get healthier, lose weight, be a better version of themselves. So if you're talking to people and you say to someone like, hey, my team's running this challenge group, we're going to do it for 21 days, 30 days. Like, would you be interested? And they're like, no, I'm not interested. Like, that doesn't mean that's a no forever. It means that whatever you may say, like, oh, well, why is it not a good time for you? They may say, I don't have money right now. Whatever's going on in their life. But the next month they may have an event and they're like, oh my gosh, or a vacation. And they're like, I just need to lose this weight. And they're going to think about you. And so you have to understand that at some point or another, people are going to come around. And 99% of my business for the past 4 years has been people that have said no the first time I asked. And I mean, I'd say probably 1% of my business is people that said yes the first time I asked. And so you just have to know that you just keep reaching out to people and say, hey, I know it wasn't a good time before, but we're running another group. Would it interest you? This is on sale. Is it a better time for you? What's going on in your life? And you just have to talk to people. Listen to what they need. It's about hearing how you can serve them. It's not about you. It's about what you can do for them. And if you're always thinking about like, how can I help this person? I am here to have a service to them to see how I can change their life for the better. You don't have to ever feel bad about asking them like, oh my gosh, are they going to think that I'm like trying to make a sale? You just have to remember your purpose and why you're doing this. And it's very rare that you get someone that's like negative. They may say like, no, I'm not interested. Like I said, because the majority of the time people at first will say no. It's like when you see a commercial on TV, every time you see something, you're not like, oh my God, I want that. I want that. I want that. You may see it and be like, oh, I wouldn't use that. And then maybe something would happen. And you're like, oh, I saw that commercial. I think I would try that. Or maybe you see the commercial again and again. And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to go to Target tomorrow and get that. So everyone, it's just the same thing. You can reach out to someone. On average, they say it takes someone 7 times for them to say yes. And I would say it doesn't usually take that long, but there are people that I've talked to for years. And like a girl that's on my team, she's amazing. She just started last month and we probably were talking for 2 years. And every time I reach out to her, she's like, I'm just not ready. It's not for me. I'm using another product. Because you want them to be ready when they say yes. You don't want to force anything, because you want them to use it. You want them to make it a priority and to want to put the work in and be excited about buying this, paying the money, investing, and then using it. So that's what this ideal customer is. It's kind of just thinking like, who would be your perfect customer? And it's going to be someone that's like you. So just keep in mind about the whole, like, everybody eventually, people are always saying, they're always people look for the quick fix a lot. And so they may look into something else because it's faster or cheaper. But at some point or another, people are always looking to get healthier, just be better. And so that's why when you're always sharing your story, you're always posting about your workouts, you're always posting about your nutrition, people are going to see that all the time, so that they're like, oh, when they're ready, they're going to go to you. And we will share with you how to do posting so that you're not posting annoying. People come to me all the time and they're like, I appreciate the way you post. I appreciate what you share. And they will say like, no, I'm not interested in your challenge pack, but I really love your posts. They're motivating. They're inspiring. And that's what this is about. It's about creating value on social media so that you're like a positive light for people, so that you're not just like posting to make sales. It's not about that. It's about improving people's lives. When they scroll and they see your post, they want to read it because they're like, she's going to have something good to say. She's going to have like a tip on a recipe. She's going to have something that's going to make me smile, give value into my life. And that's what it's about. So that when they are ready, they want to go to you because they like you as a person and they know that you truly care about them. Because when people tell me they're not interested, I don't stop talking to them. I still say like, no problem. How was your weekend? What's going on? If someone like has something, like, I will check back in and say like, hey, I know you had that job interview. How did it go? Hey, I know you're pregnant. How are you feeling? You still talk to people and create that relationship, because that's what it's about. It's about talking to people, creating the relationship with people, and knowing that you actually give a shit, so that when they are ready, they do want to come to you. And then lastly, the last thing we're going to talk about, this is a little map that won't make sense to you, but at one point it will, on how to reach diamond rank. So lastly, the thing is your list of 100. So it's your contact list. So this can be super simple. You don't want to overthink it. There is a memory jogger that I can share with you guys in the Facebook group of like who you know. You know so many people. Aside from Facebook alone, you know so many people. So it kind of like jogs your memory of who you know. And if this is something that I would say, like, if it's late, it's 9:30, and I know with the time change, you're probably exhausted. I didn't realize it was a time change this weekend. I was at a bar instructor certification all weekend. I am like so freaking tired. My body is like dead. So I didn't realize there was going to be a time change tonight. So I appreciate you guys being on. Side note. So you may not get to this tonight. I usually say to people, like, when the call's over, just bust this out and it's done, but I know it's late. So, but like, don't prejudge. I want you to look at your email, look at your Facebook friends, and just start writing names down. I don't want you to prejudge. Don't say like, oh, she likes to run, so she wouldn't want to work out at home. Or, oh, she wouldn't be into this business. Like, just write people's names down. These aren't people that you're going to be like reaching out to and say like, hey, do you want to be in my challenge group? Hey, do you want to be on my team? That's not what this is about. So don't prejudge. Just start writing names down. These are going to be people that you're going to start connecting with, but they're not going to be people that you are saying like you're inviting. So like, that's why I put off my list of 100 when I first started, because I thought that when my coach told me to do it, I was like, I'm not going to write so-and-so down, because she would be like, I don't want to do that with you. Like, because I prejudged, because I'm like, there's people that you think would want to do it, wouldn't want to do it. So, but that's not what the purpose of the list is. So don't think of it that way. It's just a database to start with. So, I mean, between your email, your Facebook, your phone, there's 100 people. Shouldn't take you that long. So that's going to be the first thing you do. And we're just going to teach you guys how to start building relationships and talking to people. So that's really it. And just start thinking about like your networks. This is network marketing. So it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be your family, it could be your kid's school, it could be PTO, it could be your dentist, your doctor, your manicure girl, your hairdresser. There's so many people It's crazy actually how many people you probably know, but you think like, when you think about it, you're like, I don't really know anybody that would want to do this. Everybody says that. So your homework for over the next couple of days will be to start, at least if you haven't done it already, compiling like your coming out post. So I will post a guideline in the group of how are you feeling before Beachbody? What are some of the products that have changed your life? Not exactly like what are they, but like how have they changed your life? So, maybe the workouts or eating better, or the nutrition plan, or 21 Day Fix containers, like what has that done for you so far? So there'll be a guideline of just kind of start making a draft and then send it to your coach, and you guys she'll help you to edit it and things like that, and teach you how to, when would be the best time to post that. And I'll be posting all of this stuff in the Facebook page, the homework and all that. And then your goals. So like up on this page, or if you want to put them in a notebook, or if you want to write them on your phone, just write your goals down. What are some fitness goals you have? 30 to 90 day for short term, a year fitness goal. Make sure they're measurable, whether it's pounds or, running more miles or doing this many push-ups, maybe losing inches. Write down your goals. If you have some financial goals, what would a short-term goal that you'd be like, oh, even if I could make like $200 a month, that would be like awesome right now. Short-term goals. And then we like dream big with this. Think like, okay, I have no idea how this could happen, but like if I could make 6 figures, that would be amazing. Maybe that's like a big dream of yours. Maybe it's just for you. That's not what you want right now. And you're like, I would love to just make $500 a month or $500 a week. So just write some goals down, and it's important to be sharing your goals. So you'll write your goals down, take a picture of them, and you'll post it in our Facebook group. So it's just going to be the girls that are in this group on this call. It's going to be you guys and maybe a couple other girls. So it's not like it's public, but it's just important to like write them down, put pen to paper. It does something to your mind. Like it gets like your subconscious mind, like knowing what your goals are, and then sharing it with each other so that you can hold yourself accountable. It's good to share it. And so that way your coach knows it as well. And then your list of 100. So you can, I would say if you want to the easiest thing for you to do is write them down. That's fine. I use Google. So Google has all these like free documents, Google Docs, Google spreadsheets. So I just Google Sheets, and it brings up like spreadsheets. So I think it's important if you want to have pen and paper for tracking your business, that's great. But I think having it somewhere like on your computer is so much easier. You can access it anywhere. So if you want to start a spreadsheet and put your list of 100 in that way, like if you reach out to someone, you can put a note next to their name. And then as say you like met someone and they were like, oh, I'd be interested, blah, blah, blah. You add them to that list. And so it's always online. And you can search for people, you can find names. I feel like it's just easier if you have it online somewhere. Maybe like you do it on paper for like a week, and then at the end of the week, you put it onto something online. And some coaches only do pen and paper, like the top coach in Beachbody does it in a notebook. I don't know how she does it. But that's what works for her. So you have to do like what works for you. But for me, like I sometimes like doing pen and paper, but then like I'm like scrolling through my notebook and I can't like find my notes, and like I'm like, what did I tell that girl? Or why wasn't she interested last month? Because it's important. Like if you reach out to someone and say like, hey, are you interested in doing this challenge group? And they're like, oh, it's not a good month. My husband just had like dental surgery, and maybe next month. You want to write that down and say like, okay, they don't have money right now. Check in next month. So you have that, so that you're always still connecting with people. Write down like if someone says like, oh, my mom is sick, it's not a good time, write that down. Check in with them the week after. How's your mom doing? So what this relationship is, where it's going, so that you still are talking to people, checking in with people, and just like networking and creating relationships. Because in the end, it is about like caring about people and seeing how you can help them change their lives. So that's it. So I will post the, if you guys have any questions, unmute yourself and chime in. But it'll be writing your goals down, starting your coming out post if you haven't done it, and your list of 100. So ideally, you would have that done before the next call, which will be Tuesday night, maybe 8:30. I haven't decided. I guess we can see what's better. But yeah, and I know like a lot of this can like be overwhelming at first, and you're like, what is she talking about? Like Success Club, what? How many points is what? like you are going to be hearing these things over and over again. So I want you to know that like it's completely normal to be like, what is she talking about? If like some of this made sense, that's awesome. That's why these, like, this is here so that like you can write things down and refer back to them and write questions down, and you're going to just keep hearing the same things over and over again. And then it does just start to sink in and naturally come to you. But like, I'm still learning. I've been in the business for 4.5 years and I'm still learning a lot. So just like kind of take what we tell you to do and try to focus on that. Try not to like Google things like about Beachbody or how to be a successful coach, or like there's too much information. There's so much information out there that it's overwhelming. So our purpose as your coach is to create these things so that we say like, okay, this is what I want you to focus on right now. I want you to think about why you're doing this. What are your goals? Write a list of 100 people. We're telling you exactly what to do so that you don't like put your blinders on, do those things, and then we move to the next step. Okay. If you're like in the team group and people are posting about these things and you're like, what are they talking about? If you're coach, if I haven't said to you, like, you need to know about this, don't worry about it right now. Just focus on what we're telling you to do. We create these things so that we want to make it less overwhelming for you. It's still going to be a lot. It's still going to be overwhelming because it's brand new. Everything that's new is hard, right? So just, yeah, like you working out and drinking your shake and doing your best to eat healthy every day is your job. You doing that is part of your job. And if you can do that, then you're doing an amazing job. So just, yeah, like before, maybe a couple months ago, like fitting in a workout was hard for you. So if you're doing that now, then you're doing your job and you're moving forward. So, props to you if you're getting that in. So yeah, any questions on that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I kind of am jumping a little, I guess, fast. I was able to get a couple of challengers, so I did end up starting a group that starts tomorrow, and I'm just kind of anxious about doing it wrong. I have all good intentions, but I just didn't know if you had like first good challenge tips or do's and don'ts that you learned from your first challenge.
So I would just say, what have they, is it product challenge or is it like a free challenge?
Product.
And what did they get? What are they doing?
I had 2 people, or the one still coming, it still has to like finish her enrollment, but I had one person sign up for the all access challenge pack, and then I'm waiting for my second person for the all access to complete her enrollment.
Oh, well, congrats, girl. That's amazing.
Thanks.
I didn't know that. That's good.
So I'm running like a 3-week challenge group to kind of like kick off like healthy habits or whatever through Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I kind of was just kind of wondering, when it ends, do you extend it? And like, I mean, I follow a bunch of people on Instagram and they're always like, once you're in my group forever, that kind of thing. And like kind of how you kind of maintain that stuff, I guess.
Yeah. So, well, like, you're always welcome. Like Maria will tell you, like, you're always welcome in our groups, especially when you're new. Like any of my new coaches, I'm like, you do not have to run your first challenge group, until you feel ready. I would say like after a few months, I would say, okay, run your group. Maybe you can get another coach that you can do it with. I will be in the group. But it can be a lot at first. It can be scary, overwhelming, or like, what am I supposed to be posting about? So I would definitely just say like, you want to just be sharing what you're doing. So like when you get in your workout or you're drinking your shake, you just have to be showing that you're doing it. Any tips that you find that are helpful? Maybe you found like a gadget that like is helping you, kitchen gadget that's helping you like get through the day. And just checking in with people like, when are you getting your workout in today? And just keeping them accountable at the end of the day. How did today go? Do like a little roll call. How did you do with your eating? Were you at least 80% good? Like what were your struggles? Did you get your workout in? And, I always try to emphasize like the more engaged you are in here, the more you're going to get out of it. So if you're sharing your sweaty selfie, you're sharing a recipe or your shake, like that's going to motivate other people as well. So to answer your question about the other thing, all coaches do it differently. For me, I tend to do like quarterly groups. When someone is a customer of mine, I always help them. After that, they're always welcome in my groups. So I feel like what happens is a lot of times people will, very rarely do people do like one round of 21 Day Fix. So they may do something and then they're like, okay, I'm ready for round 2. So I tend to do quarterly groups where kind of seasonal. So I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to probably change, like I have a fall name for my challenge group. I'm probably going to change the name of it to something more holiday, like connected to the holidays. Anyone that was like, I'm not really, I'm not doing this right now because of whatever reason, or, if it's like my coach's customer and they're not doing it anymore, like I'll clean up the group, take out people that are no longer active, and then I'll add people in. But I'm always just connecting. Like once someone uses the product for a month, like and their next Shakeology is ready, I would say I always invite them to the business. I'm like, you have been using the product for 3 weeks. You're loving your shake. You're loving what you're feeling. Would you be interested in learning like what I do as a coach? I'm not saying you have to sign up, but it's good for you to like inform yourself, find out what it is that I do. Maybe you just want to get your product a discount. Maybe you want to just find one person a month to come into like my group. That person doesn't have to really coach them, but they may have a friend that's like, hey, I'd love to do what you're doing. Can I buy 21 Day Fix from you? And they could make enough money to cover the cost of their Shakeology. So I always ask people before their second Shakeology ships, like, hey, your next shake is shipping. Are you interested in finding out about discounts? Are you interested in learning what I do as a coach? And just always checking in with people. You're going to be checking with them all the time anyway to see how they're doing with their goals, where they're struggling, things they need help with. But like people, you're kind of there for them always. Some coaches run every month. They run a new challenge group. But for me, I feel like I do quarterly because I feel like if I keep it ongoing like forever, then there's like a million people in it. And some people aren't doing it anymore and some people aren't active and it gets to be too big. So I close my groups every quarterly and I say like, hey, who's interested in still doing another round? And if they are, then I add them to my next group. If they're not, then I take them out. So it really is up to coach preference and what you think works for you. But yeah, for the most part, people will do it for a while and then they may say like, oh, I'm going away or this or that. And then they fall off and then they're like, oh my gosh, I need you again. I need the support. I'm not getting my workouts in. And they'll say, do you have another group? Like people know that I'm always running groups constantly every single month. So I may say like, oh, I have a new group starting this month. I may promote it as that, but it's still like the same group that's been running for the quarter. But I'm just trying to get more people in it. And I do find that the more people that are in it, the more engaging it is. And people get excited and they see like, oh, she posted about her workout, so I'll post about it. Because people get nervous and they don't want to share because it's scary to post about themselves. They're not used to doing that. And doing that really does prep people for coaching. So like if you say like, sometimes we do prizes. We say like, oh, if you post your workout, you get a point. If you post your shake, you get a point. If you post this, you get a point. Whoever gets the most points at the end of the week gets a prize. And if they start getting to that habit of like sharing positive things, sharing their workouts, that's what a coach does. And so like you may say like at the end of the month, like, hey girl, you've basically been doing what a coach does in our group. Like, would you be interested in learning more? And then we can help you with that and go from there. But it really, as you are in this business, you'll see what you like, what works for you. My coaches like Maria, Shelby, like you are always welcome. Like Shelby, where you just had a new one, like, if Maria, I don't even know if you're in mine or you have your own going, but like, regardless, you're new. If you need somebody, you always have your coach or me as your upline. And it is good, like after a few months to do it on your own so that you learn and you grow as a person and you grow as a leader. And you can always tag team with other coaches, like other girls that are in this call this week. They may be like, hey, do you want to do a group together? So yeah, you'll really see what works for you, but that's amazing that you already made a few sales.
That is, Shelby.
Thanks.
You're the one.
That's great. And just know that if anyone buys like 21 Day Fix by itself, or they buy the All Access Pass by itself, or they buy Shakeology by itself, they have 30 days to upgrade to the package deal. So like say someone buys 21 Day Fix only, and then they're in our challenge group and then they're like, oh my God, I didn't really know about that all access pass. I really want all those workouts. It's so much cheaper. Like, why didn't I get that for, it's $99 and I paid $70 for like one workout. And then you're, and then they may say like, oh, for $60 more, I could have gotten Shakeology. So like they have 30 days to upgrade. If someone spent $130 on Shakeology, they could spend $30 more to get an entire year of workouts if 30 days from the date of, from their purchase. If they spend $99 on All Access Pass, and then they're in our challenge group and they see people post about Shakeology, they may be like, oh, you could say, you know what, you have 30 days to upgrade. It's only $60 more. So if you want to try Shakeology, it's a lot better deal to try it for $60 than for $130. So just remember that people have 30 days now to upgrade to the challenge pack. So if someone buys 21 Day Fix and then they upgrade and they get the All Access Pass with Shakeology, then you'll get the Success Club points when that goes through. So, so yeah. Does that help?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, so I just want to like reiterate, like try to just focus on like the goals that we tell you to do, the work we tell you to do, and try not to go like veer out too much. Cause like I have a new coach that just signed up and she was like, oh my gosh, I was just reading like the policy and procedure manual and I'm like so overwhelmed. And I was like, girl, don't worry about that right now. You know, like it's all good.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to send you a welcome email with your first to-dos. Like, and that's like our job as a coach is to guide you along the way and not have you feel like you have to like Google, you know, like what do I do to be a successful coach, you know? So yeah. So that's it. So if you think of anything else after we hang up, just ask Maria or post it in the group. We'll be in there all the time checking in. And so I'll post, I also will post all the recordings to every call in the group. So, if, you know, you do miss a night or there's something you like was like, oh, what did she say? I'll post a link to that. So, so that's it. So anything else you guys can think of?
I don't think so.
All right. So I will, I'll chat about Tuesday night's call, see what works for time if you guys are around. And we'll go from there. I'm hoping Christina can get on Tuesday night too. So,